Hello Divine Souls, welcome to my channel. This is a reading for the week starting on 5th of June, and I would like to thank you all for watching, subscribing, liking and messages. It's really motivating to keep me going, and I hope that these messages that I have for you are inspiring and helpful for you. If you're interested in more individual reading, because this is only a general reading with general messages, then there is email in the description box. Feel free to contact me, and I think I will start. I can see very few important messages. Number one is that masculine, which is on this side, and feminine, which is on this side, and finally have to realize and understand that you start to think about bigger picture, not only about you, your ego, your past hurts and past experiences which are stopping you on this journey, which are challenging you on this journey and not allowing you to go forward. You should think about bigger picture. You should start working together and cooperating together and to create a team, because at the moment, I mean, so far there was this tendency to, to withdraw. That was necessary, of course, for each of you separately to work on separate issues, so that you can come to this union, to this journey that you walk on together with cleaner intentions and healthier and more present. And this is very important to start moving forward now. And what I can see, it's very important that you understand that you need to really look into the same direction. You need to look on each other, and you need to walk on this journey together. This is the time that you really need to start really going in the same direction. I can see a lot of movement on the masculine side, and this is the movement toward the feminine. This is the movement forward. This is moving from the past, leaving things behind. Masculine knows that emotionally and spiritually and materially, let's say, he needs to leave some things behind in order for for all this to work, in order to grow. And he knows that he already knows that this journey, this divine partnership journey, is something what gives him growth. We can see here that he's walking away from the past, but he's carrying, like this woman is pregnant, so he's carrying some seed that is growing, and there will be fruit to that. But in order for him to really get this fruit, to harvest, let's say, he needs to move forward, and he needs to move toward the feminine. And he's moving, I mean, he's taking direction. Here we can see this Two of Wands card, and he's taking direction on this image. He's carrying his own light, his lantern. So he has the wisdom, he has the knowledge about the journey. It's not the destination that is more important here. The journey is what matters. Whatever happens on this journey. And he knows that moving toward the feminine is the only way to go. And what he sees in front of him, well, we can interpret it in many things. What I can see here, in relation to all the cards here in the spread, is that he's leaving darkness behind him and moving toward the light, toward, blossoming colors and towards life. And here is also Eight of Cups. Like here we have Five of Cups. What's, although there is this movement, but I would say it's like on a mental level, but he knows what direction to take. He knows that the journey is taking him into, into union, into spiritual growth, into unity with all the world and everything that's around. He's still not moving very fast. And this is what's separating him from the total and full union with the feminine. He's still looking at the views, as we can see both of these cards here, and this as well in conjunction. On all these cards we have this person looking toward the feminine. But he's looking and he's observing, he's wondering what's there. He knows what's there, but he still, because of his past and, some experiences, he still wants to see exactly what it is. Because also here on the, let's say, unconscious position, something what the masculine is not really aware of on the conscious level is that he receives a gift from the feminine. He receives a gift of love. He receives nourishment and love. He can see that, but he's not taking this yet. He's looking at it, the same as here. He's looking ahead, and here this person who's walking away from the painful past, from all these experiences, that, from all this that's not working anymore, looking ahead. So the masculine is looking ahead, and the only thing that he's sort of like a little bit different direction is here. These are the cards for what masculine wants to communicate to the feminine. And I took the clarification card because I wanted to be sure that I understand this image in this context very well. And what I can see here is that there is this movement of thoughts, movement, emotional movement, spirit movement. There is a lot of fast energies within masculine. And as here we can see, we have this person that is hiding her face. But on this side we can see these rainbow colors, and they are coming sort of like from the feminine. And it's the same here, like we have all these colors, all this beauty on the side that it's coming from the feminine. But the more powerful, and you know, not to mention this one, this one as well, is this image speaking about the empowerment for the masculine. And here on this image we can see that whatever is here in the past, we have thunderstorm, we have you know, people on the boat on the really dangerous waters, we have winter, we have very, I wouldn't say very dark, but quite dark images. Whereas on this side, which is looking toward the feminine, we have the sun moving away from all these clouds. We have these rainbows again, yes, coming toward the masculine. We have all these nourishments, we have all this blossoming flowers, we have little birds and butterflies. And this card, I will read the meaning a little bit later when I speak, after I speak about the feminine as well. This card is talking about accepting support from different sources. It can even come from, you know, from places we don't expect to receive. So it's very important that we learn to open ourselves and empower ourselves with help of our people. We don't always have to go through everything by ourselves. Like here, the masculine, you can see he's alone on conscious level. That he goes through all this stuff alone by himself. This is something that he's been used to. But he needs to open himself to receiving as well. On the feminine side, we can see that she has this 9 of fire energy, which is 9 of wands, and 9 of swords, which means that 9 of fire, it means that she needs encouragement, and even though it seems hard, it seems you know, a battle that, you know, that you've been, you know, involved in for some quite time. You need to be strong and you need to go through this. You will survive. There is a need in the feminine to fly away from this, I would say. There can be some dreams that are not necessarily bright for the feminine, and she feels a little bit trapped, and that's what I can see here on this card as well. She feels a little bit trapped by all this what's happening in the world and what's happening in her own life at the moment. She wants to just fly away. She doesn't want to have anything to do with this. She's innocent and pure, and all this that's happening around her is just overwhelming. She's fighting here. She's fighting against herself. This card is not, you know, it's speaking about being strong and courageous, but it's also, to me, it's speaking about a little bit fighting against herself. And this is the energy that I could see here for some time, and it's been here for like maybe a month or something like that. The feminine needs to drop this battle, inner battle. Maybe I will say straight away why. The message here from Nature's Whispers for the feminine is to be in service, and this is the time for the feminine as well to stand up and to take on the role that she has in the world, to be in service. it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be like you smile to someone, you say something nice to someone, or you know, it's with all this dark energy around, I feel that feminine is a little bit, because she's fighting with herself. This energy is probably all around her as well, quite chaotic and not very friendly. So the call for the feminine is to open her heart, to acknowledge your gift, because you have a lot to offer to the masculine and to the world. And here they are looking at each other and working together. This is very important for this week. I can feel that masculine and feminine, they need to realize that they need to work together. The time for the work apart is over. You've done all this job, and you can see here it's 9 of fire, it's 9 of wands, winds. So it means that it's like almost the end of this struggle, of this cycle. So there's just only few things to, you know, to tidy up, to tie up the loose ends, and to really start working together. And here we have this Three of Gardens, which is Three of Pentacles energy, which is telling us about working together, creating together. And on the masculine sides we have the Six of Gardens, so the feminine is offering cooperation to the masculine. But all this here is rather not so conscious at the moment. This is something that is there on the subconscious level. Here the messages, important messages from the nature's whisper, from the nature that is around us, is telling us that you need to start working together. And here this is the confirmation that it's something that's slowly coming to, you know, to our realization. And I will read this Nature's Whispers messages for the masculine empowerment. The moment for respect for life and all living things, attuning to nature and to the creatures of the earth is at hand. Tune into the deep well compassion that spills over readily to anyone who needs your help. You are being directed to take action, to remove difficulties and resolve problems. Be receptive to guidance from wherever it happens to come. Don't be surprised to receive support from unusual avenues. Be alert to seemingly random input, which will give you clues and the ideas that had not occurred to you earlier. Once you have picked out these signs, pursue them diligently and with determination. And the Two of Wands is speaking about determination as well. The potential for them to pay off is immense. As soon as you know what action to take it. And this is exactly what I was speaking about it here. Masculine is just looking ahead, and he knows what direction to take, but he's just waiting to take the action. So he's just waiting to gather all the information here that is around. He's looking ahead emotionally, spiritually, and on material level, and he's considering all this option to be sure what action to take. Now this message for the feminine here, being service, is saying, give back to the world. When we give in equal proportion to that which we receive, we are able to maintain balance. There are so many people who are in need of your services. Being in service can be as simple as a kind word, holding a door open, or joining in a cleanup effort. Look to nature and its ability to support according to what is needed at the time. Your efforts in supporting others around you will help to create the energy needed to support humanity. Yes, and there is also There's Sacred Rebels Oracle card. Softly, softly, to tender touch. And I would like to read it to you at the moment, along with the healing process as well. This card has quite a long message, so I hope you can be patient. I'll just check whether it's still recording. Yes. Okay, so let's read it. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. Where we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but not necessarily have a proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal, it is time to work smarter rather than harder. This is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a culture or ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it, internally and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will of force. An old story that the sun and the wind were debating about who was more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. A man walked down the street with a coat on. The wind and the sun decided that whomever could force the coat of the man was the most powerful. The wind began demonstrating its impressive power. It blew and caught underneath the coat, pulling it and neatly ripping it right off the man. But the man wrapped his coat around himself more tightly to protect himself against the force of the wind. Eventually, perhaps temporarily out of puff, the wind gave up. The sun took over. He shone down, becoming brighter and brighter until the man slipped off his coat, slung it over his shoulder and walked down the street, quite possibly wondering what was happening with the weather that day. The wind attempted to do by force what the sun was able to do by being. You're being asked to surrender your forcefulness, your determination, and your intense activity, even if it's just for this moment. Does this mean that you have to surrender the goals you were chasing through these endeavors? Certainly not. This is not about letting go of achievement. It is about understanding the process of manifestation in a more intelligent way. There is a way of creating that gives you energy and doesn't leave you utterly worn out. It is about allowing what you want to come to you. Be yourself absolutely, naturally, and with ease. Shine your light and allow your presence to invite that which you wish to receive. It is about cultivating an energetic affinity with what you seek, rather than feelings of lack and need. Do you see the subtle but important difference? To feel that you're already a natural abundant being who gratefully invites more of what you want into your life is rather different to feeling lack, fear, and wishing your world would change. It is a bit like dressing for the job you want, even if it is not yet the job you have. You energetically embody what you wish to attract more of into your life. Like attracts like. This oracle brings you a message. You don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is naturally coming to you. Your push comes from a place of uncertainty over whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time, rightfully and according to a great, loving wisdom. You're not immune to this. You shall have your time and shine too. Rebel against any voice of fear within you or around you that tells you otherwise. It is okay to become softer, to feel the energy of what you wish to attract into your life, and to act as much as you can as though it is already that way. You are not fantasizing or daydreaming or failing to live in the real world if you do this. You're actually working with the feminine art of manifestation through gentle beingness and attraction. As you soften into becoming what you are seeking, what you wish for will not be able to resist your shining, inviting presence. This oracle also comes with a special message that you have been working very, very hard. You have learned much and accomplished much, but it is now time to change your approach. Let go of any force in your approach to creation now. Everything serves a purpose, and learning the benefits and limitation of the more forceful way of manifestation through effort and willpower was a useful lesson. However, if you were to continue with that approach, it would stop working for you, because you are now beginning to create on a far grander scale that is beyond what an individual can manifest through willpower alone. You're individually creating through your healing and art, but also contributing globally to new consciousness through your own spiritual growth. You're part of a global healing manifestation process. You are, through your way of being in the world, helping to birth a new awareness. This new way will heal the human heart and bring it back into balance with nature. This is essential for the human soul to survive, flourish, and to cooperatively nurture the earth rather than destroy her natural resources. You may or may not be consciously aware of the extent to which this new way of manifesting through receiving rather than taking can actually help all of humanity, but nonetheless, it is playing an important role in greater human evolution. It is the power of attraction, of magnetism, rather than that of striving and force that will replenish your energy and restore your body, mind, and heart after you struggle. This change in approach will encourage the shift from head to heart that is essential for your individual well-being and the greater human evolution. You need to heal so that you can help the world to heal. Does this give you absolute permission now in your own mind to take an easier approach to your sacred regular creative manifestation? And now say aloud, I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive. Through unconditional love, this is now so. Yes, so this is a really beautiful, empowering message, but empowering, yeah, this is a very important term here, because as this message is trying to explain that the success and strength is not in in pushing and in physical aggression, but in kindness and being of service, giving and sharing. This is what what the feminine is encouraged to do, and this is what we can see, that she's sharing with the masculine, and she's very nourishing to him. Feminine energy, as we know, is an energy of nourishment. It's very loving and very gentle energy. And of course we know that we have both energies, feminine and masculine, and it can be that females have more masculine energy and males have more feminine energy. It's, as we know, when we're speaking about feminine and masculine energies, not speaking about gender, it's speaking about energies and how they play out in individual person. I feel that this is very important now. We can see what's been happening in the world, and that as we know that the stronger the light, the bigger the shadow as well, and this is what's happening right now in the world. And the stronger the feminine power becomes, the stronger the opposition of ego, of men who want to subside women to them, and we can see what's happening at the moment in the world in that regard as well. Luckily, there are men as well who are very supportive to and very appreciative of the feminine wisdom. It is not to say that masculine don't have wisdom, because they do, of course, but these are completely different approaches and different perspectives and different ways of functioning. And women, we need to solidarize, because what I can see in life very often, that the most dangerous enemy for another female is just another female. That's unfortunately what's happening very often. I'm speaking about women who are not very spiritually aware, and who are brainwashed and conditioned by this patriarchal, society, by these tendencies. I've seen this in really many places, in the workplace, in communities, and in many different places, that women are more supportive toward men than other women, unfortunately. And we should be equally, supportive towards each other. Of course, not to treat someone, women better than men, or men better than women. We should be treating ourselves as equals. But we know that in the past, feminine were very powerful. There were societies where the feminine tribes were leading the societies. They were appreciated, and their wisdom was acknowledged. And of course, we know about so-called witches, which were shawomen, healers of the society, but because they were independent, and they didn't need religions and patriarchal patterns or anything like that. They were just regarded as a danger to the society, and of course we know what was happening. And there is tendency right now that it's coming back. So we need to be strong. We need to support each other, and we need to create an energy of love. We need to really be in our heart space. I'm speaking for myself as well, because I personally had quite a strong experience of dark night soul for the last few months, and it was really, really challenging. And but sometimes we need to go through such experience without any disturbance, because we need to look at our shadow, because we need to know what's there. We need to be aware of that. And when we go into these dark places, we very often lose connection with our heart and connection with everything that's around. So it's really important that we really try to center ourselves and be good for ourselves, first of all, so that we can be good for others and useful for others, for all this world. to be in service and to be able to empower and inspire others as well. So I hope that this message will be helpful for some of you. It's not gonna resonate with everybody, of course, because we are on different moments of this journey. We have different twists and turns, and there is a lot of readers, and some of them will resonate with some people and others will resonate with other people. It's not because some of them they are not right and others are right. It's just because there are different people and with different current experience. I need to finish this video because my battery is gonna die in a few seconds or minutes. I wish you a beautiful week. I hope that you can find at least 5 minutes during this week and try to really send a lot of love and prayer for peace in this world, so that more and more people can awaken and realize what's this all about, that it's only love, what is true and real, that there is nothing else that we should be holding to. Lots of love to you, and see you next week, I guess. Bye!